Welcome to the Retirement DNA podcast. I'm Aaron Johnson. We believe you deserve financial advice based on your best interest. In our podcast, we discuss all aspects of retirement planning. Today, I want to talk about a Morningstar article I recently read that I thought should be brought to your attention. It's something you don't hear about often, and most people don't even think about it. The Morningstar article was written in April 2018, and you're welcome to search for it online, or you can contact us, and we can send it out to you. But it's titled, "The Pivotal Role Asset Location Plays in Portfolio Success." So many times we hear people talking about asset allocation, diversification, and the most important thing is asset allocation. But there is asset allocation and asset location, and they are different. Asset allocation deals with the percentages that you keep in stocks, bonds, real estate, cash, etc. But this isn't what we're going to be talking about today. Asset location is where those assets are actually located, which accounts they're in. So when we say location, we mean the type of account that they are positioned in. The point is that location of those assets matter as well. So here's a quick example. We had a potential client come in, and they had an advisor that they've been working with for 15 plus years, and they felt very comfortable with the advisor and that they had done a good job getting them to where they were at this point. In other words, helping them accumulate money for retirement. But they didn't feel like they were very good at providing income for them during those retirement years. And that happens with a lot of advisors. They're very good at helping someone build money, but they don't know how to transition from accumulation to the building that income stream. So they felt that the advisor had done a good job of helping them accumulate money for retirement, but not good at providing for income. So these folks are very similar to what we see almost every single day. They had all sorts of accounts. They had their old 401k. They each had IRAs, a couple of IRAs. They also had some Roth IRAs, and they had non-qualified accounts, such as like a stock account or a mutual fund account or brokerage accounts. But all of them were allocated the exact same way. Each account had the same percentage in stocks and bonds and cash. And most of the time we see that happen, they're actually in the same portfolio that their IRAs, their Roth IRAs, their brokerage accounts, they're all allocated exactly the same because they've been given the same manager, they took the same quiz, and they came up with the same answers. And that's pretty common. Most investment advisors at banks and credit unions or brokerage houses don't take the time to customize your asset allocation or your asset location. They give you a risk questionnaire, then put you in a model portfolio that fits your risk and your time frame, and each account goes into the same model. We see that time after time, day after day. But one big thing that makes a difference that needs to be addressed is taxes. Those accounts generate different types of taxes, right? Stocks and bonds generate different types of taxes, just like the accounts do. So on some of the accounts, you're going to pay ordinary income. Some of them you're going to be tax-free. Some are paying capital gains tax. Some of preferred stocks pay a qualified dividend that qualifies for a special tax rate versus a different preferred stock. Bonds, there are tax-free bonds. There are corporate bonds that are taxable bonds. So when we look at those accounts, we want to see what type of stocks or bonds do you own, and that's going to depend on what type of account they should be in. Also, if someone passes away, if an account owner passes away, what are your beneficiaries going to pay in taxes? Are they going to get the stepped up cost basis that you might get in a brokerage account, stock account, or mutual fund account? Or are they going to have to pay ordinary income taxes like in traditional IRAs or 401ks or 403bs or 457s? I've seen client accounts that were holding tax-free bonds in traditional IRAs and 401ks. And that just doesn't make any sense because when the money comes out of an IRA, it's all going to be taxed at ordinary income tax rates. there's nothing tax-free that happens inside of an IRA. So you might as well invest taxable bonds inside the IRAs and get a higher yield because it's all going to be taxed at the same rate when it's distributed. So if you're holding individual stocks and have large gains on them, you can sell them inside of a brokerage account, pay capital gains taxes, which are lower than your ordinary income rates, or you could buy it and then have it appreciate and sell it inside of an IRA and have to pay the ordinary income tax rates when that money is distributed to you or to your heirs. So if you pass away and you have a brokerage account, as one of your beneficiaries, they get the stepped up cost basis. So if the stock is worth $100 a share when you pass, or if you bought it at, let's say, 50 and it's worth 100 when you pass away, they get the stepped up cost basis. It'll show on their taxes when they sell it as if they bought it at $100, not your 50. And they may not have to pay taxes on that money when it's sold. But if you have everything in an IRA, then they'll have to pay taxes on every single penny when that money comes out. If you have most of your investments in a Roth IRA, it's all tax-free for the next 3 generations. So here's kind of a brief rundown on the type of investments that you should hold in your accounts. So the first one is your 401ks, your 403bs, your 457 accounts, and your traditional IRAs or rollover IRAs. So while you're working, these are great accounts. Once you retire, they are the absolute worst accounts to have from a tax point of view. It's all taxable when you use it. If you want to learn more about this, you can listen to our podcast titled, Why IRAs Are Bad During Retirement. So do we want these accounts to grow aggressively after you retire? Not really. So the more they grow, the more tax you're going to have to pay in the future, the more your heirs are going to have to pay in the future. So we typically want safer investments like our annuities that are going to be taxed at ordinary income tax rates anyway, CDs, bonds, things like that inside this type of an account. Roth IRAs. This is usually the last money that clients are going to touch. So this is where more of your aggressive type of money should be because it's all tax-free. And if we get a lot of growth out of it, no one cares. We're not going to give any of that to the IRS anyway. So it's all going to be tax-free for you or for your beneficiaries. After-tax accounts or brokerage accounts, stock accounts, mutual fund accounts, this is a good place for your individual stocks. Your tax-free bonds is a good place for this. You pay lower capital gains rates, and your beneficiaries get the stepped-up cost basis as well. So that's just kind of a quick rundown on how each account should be used. Now, most people typically do most of their savings in IRAs, 401ks, 403bs, those type of accounts. If that's you, then we should probably get together and start to diversify your accounts a little. Take a look at your accounts. If they're all invested the same way, it might be time to start doing some investment planning and make a few changes. If you're a current client, the good news is we've typically already done this for you and are looking at tax advantage portfolios for your non-qualified or your brokerage account assets. But we're always looking for ways that we can make things more efficient, and that's why we always want to do an annual review with you. If you aren't a client, we can certainly review your accounts and holdings and make some suggestions. Keep in mind, though, that while investment planning is good, it is not a complete holistic retirement plan. It's only part of that plan. So our main goal at the Dwayne Johnson Group and Bridger Financial Services is to make sure that our clients know that they can make it to and through retirement and can spend with confidence during those years. We want to make sure that they have financial security in any economy. Thank you for listening to the podcast today. If you have any questions or would like to sit down with us for an initial consultation or a review to see if you're on track for your retirement, please give us a phone call at 951-244-6702. Again, that's 951-244-6702. If you like what you've heard, please subscribe to our podcast. Please Feel free to pass on the podcast to any friends or family that you think would benefit from hearing the information. Also, you can check us out at DwayneJohnsonGroup.com and BridgerFinancialServices.com. Thank you and have a great day.
Investment advisory services offered through Bridger Financial Services, LLC, a registered investment advisor in the state of California. Insurance products and services are offered through Dwayne Johnson Group, LLC, affiliated company. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Dwayne Johnson Group, LLC is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during the show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Dwayne Johnson Group, LLC.